As many of you know, John Wesley was the founder of the movement that eventually became known as the United Methodist Church, and he himself struggled with his own disbelief. And it's one of the most comforting things I have is that realizing John Wesley was human. You know, sometimes we put pastors on a pedestal. Sometimes we think, oh, that person up front, because they wear the robe, because they have the stole, because they wear a collar, that person is far more holy than I am. And I'm here to tell you that's wrong. I'm human, I'm flawed. And sometimes we think that, because that person's far more holy, they also have far more certainty. They have no doubts in their faith. They have everything figured out. And John Wesley, at one point in his ministry, has this quote where he talks about, that his mission to the Americas was to come and convert the Native Americans that were there. And he says, I have come to convert the natives, oh, but Lord, who shall convert me? And it's this wonderful moment of saying, oh, in the midst of his own certainty, there were also doubts and struggles. And so eventually then, John Wesley goes to this meeting. It's a gathering of the Moravian church held on Aldersgate Street. And while he's there, they're reading I believe it's the preface to the Romans that was written by Martin Luther. So it's Martin Luther's preface to the Romans. And they're reading this preface to Romans. And John Wesley says in that moment, he felt his heart strangely warmed. Which is kind of a weird thing, amongst us Methodists, this term of strangely warmed. So, you can use that amongst Methodists as kind of an inside joke. Be like, wow, this casserole is not quite hot enough, but it is strangely warmed. Anyway, it's also why you'll notice a lot of Methodist churches named Aldersgate United Methodist Church, because of the Aldersgate Street experience that John Wesley had, in which he had this personal experience of Christ, and then he felt a certain sense of peace about his understanding of faith.